Okay, we're back here. I need to confirm something really quick. I had to look up how to access the optional dungeon because I don't know. The thing I remember the last time I played Khemia was on the PSP re-release? Remake? No, well, no remake. But I remember playing it on the PSP and I couldn't access it. And when I looked it up for the PSP, I was told I gotta do it in New Game Plus. So according to the interwebs, I come here, look at the memo, under tasks? I don't know. What am I supposed to be looking for? I think I'm supposed to go to the encyclopedia? Maybe? I don't know. I forget. I've honestly already forgotten. No, seriously. I looked this up like less than a second ago. Less than a minute ago. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Is there something at the depths of the old schoolhouse closed area? Checking that, and then we just go to the old schoolhouse closed area. I have no idea what that is, where that is, or anything. But old schoolhouse closed area? Blue enemies, of course. Lot 5. Can I zoom past Lot 5? Lot 4? Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue my pseudo rant and overall opinions on Khemia as we go through this. So, won't be cutting this trek through the old schoolhouse. Well, one of the things I want to get out, because we're currently doing it, we're trying to get to the optional dungeon right now. And I want to put it out there that there are like 3 or 4 areas in the game that I got to where it was like, I believe only one of them actively said something that would allude to it being a optional area later on in the post game. But I've come to a lot of areas in the game where it's just like a door or a seal or some sigil or something. And it's like, well, I can't access it now, especially that door in, I think, the later part of the Dragon Graveyard. And the first time I approached it, which wasn't included because I didn't know I was going to go down there, but the first time I ever approached it, Vane walks up to the door and you're able to click it, and the door says, I can't access this right now. Also, I don't mind fighting these. If I run, I'll actually waste time, so might as well just fight them right now. I'm happy that I don't have to play through the game again in its entirety. Oh, is this it? Yeah, this is it. Spooky. Ooh. I wonder what's down here. I think this is brand new territory for me. Like I said, the last time I played Khemia, I was told, hey, you gotta beat the game a second time in order to get to the optional content. And I just bowed out right then and there. There's nothing here. Weird. Okay. Okay. Is this gonna be... Okay. Let's go down this path. Let me guess. Is it gonna mirror the other side? Yeah. I'm probably gonna hit 9 hours in here. Definitely. But yeah, I saw a bunch of places that looked like they could be optional content things throughout my playthrough. And it sucks that when I looked it up, apparently I'm told this is the only thing. I'm gonna go to that door. I'm gonna go to the Dragon's Graveyard and go to that door just to see if it works or not. Oh no, not the Mana Ruins. Ah. Oh, also this is set up for final boss potentially. Let's actually... Oop. Wrong people to change. Let's get Flay up in here. Up in her. Alright. Jess, bow out. And a Pamela switch. And Pamela Roxas switch. Here's the reason why Roxas and Jess are just not up fronters. Jessica is primarily a healer, and she uses items, which I'll have. And Roxas is decent, but he doesn't have as much upfront AoE as Moopy. Yo, what are you?
I think this will give us leeway.
I mean, you're not analyzed, but you look incredibly weak. Or you're super strong. But not strong because you're actually strong. You're strong because I'm not doing a lot of damage. Oh, that works too. Huh. Are these enemies actually deceptively strong? I highly doubt it. I think I'm just not putting out a lot of damage. Which is weird, right? Really weird.
I can switch now.
Alright, let's analyze this guy. Because why not?
Sulfur, please.
Well, that helped.
I'm able to switch.
Optional dungeon. We haven't been here, pretty sure. Not much. Not looking like it's gonna be much. I'm not gonna lie. But then again, like, this is my Khemia. Yep.
We will win.
Uh-huh. Weird. Very weird. Give me Moopy. Just let Moopy nuke this. But yeah, this is weird, but it's also Khemia, and the deal is that, say this was Final Fantasy. If it was Final Fantasy, I could power up to a maximum and potentially even get further beyond that. In Khemia, I'm limited to not only the grow book, but also to the weapons that it gave me and the armors it gave me. I can't level up to 99 and beyond and get limit breaking damage and whatnot. So the bosses have to be designed around it, whatever post-game potential bosses there are. And if they're designed around that, they can't be that tough. Or they can just be huge damage sponges. Huge annoying damage sponges. We'll find out. We will find out. All of these enemies... Let me fight one more. Let me fight one more. Yeah, they're nothing. Wait a minute. Hold on. How many Panthers do you have? Are these enemies the way they are so that we can build up stock with Nikki? I mean, that might potentially be the case. Well, while I'm here, and just going through the motions, let me continue on about Khemia. Or should I? Nah, let's keep going. So, I want to say 9 hours passed. Ugh. Come here, Moopy. Nuke. That's what you do best. That nobody else can imitate. Like, I have so much to complain about. I'm really not that down on the game. I just can't. It's like, thematically, it was all over the place. Like, sometimes it was... I think I put it in one of the video descriptions how it's super tongue-in-cheek sometimes. It's practically meta humor breaking the fourth wall, even. And then, like, we get super serious. And a lot of what is super serious just leaves me, like, I feel like reasonably confused.
We're done.
How far am I in? Alright, well, it's 9 hours past. I'm gonna do my thing where I chill for the time to go through. I guess I could get out what I wanted to say right now, but I'd rather do it talk while I'm walking. So I'll gather my thoughts in this downtime, and then I'll be back, and I'll pretty much give you the TLDR. Alright. Let's move. So, thought about it. I think I'll give my thoughts very simply. Talk about the characters, the story, and the gameplay. And I'll just leave it to those three things. And I'm going to start with the story first. This is pretty quick. I mentioned it at the very beginning that I personally enjoy the school life setting, especially when applied to an RPG. If you gave me a basic school life with no action to it, but if you throw in some RPG combat, maybe some social links, cough cough, hint hint, reference, then I'm all in. Khemia, when it is just the marvelous misadventures of Vane and Friends, or Flay's Workshop, the series is a lot of fun. And the game drops plenty of hints that there's something bigger in wait, of course. At every chapter start you have the Theophortus flashback, dialogue, whatever. You have the moments where Vane is at a situation, suddenly glows, and then something is alluding to something. Here's the deal, and I get into it when I get to those moments, but they raise a lot of questions. The minute that the game stops just being, hey, this chapter is about a tournament at the school, this chapter is about doing assignments, this chapter is about some trivia quiz, this chapter is just about, I don't know, living in school, freshman year, recruiting new students. When it stops being about those things and it stops being that, and it starts trying to focus up on one central story theme, however I would phrase that, when it goes that route, it's to the game's detriment. And it all pretty much stems from either, I can't remember exactly which one set it off. It was either Sulfur getting sick, or it was Isolde's introduction. What the heck are you? Secret gangster? Secret gangster. Bro. Secret gangster. Okay, I see you, secret gangster. I see you. Shh, secret gangster. Shh, nobody, no. Shh, secret gangster. Friggin' secret gangster. Movie. Nuke 'em. Nuke everything. Secret friggin' gangster. Get out of here. Oh wait, I guess I should analyze secret gangster. They are resilient. We can give them that much.
Sulfur, please.
But how resilient are they going to be with this defense down? Wait, one from Flay? Well, I don't know what you got, but trust me, you don't got it no more. Whatever is making you that resilient, I'm taking it.
I'm able to switch.
Possibly. Do it. Nope. I don't get you. Let's do it. Huh.
I can switch.
Bomb ice. Oh, Jesus! I mean, it's Pamela, so who cares? But Anna, that's bad news. Let me think. Is your deal that you... I think I know what it is. Let's find out. Do it.
Don't interfere.
Yeah, I think I know what it is. Yeah, maybe? I mean...
Try taking this.
Do it. I don't care. If this does 1 damage. Okay, I see it. I see the trend. So the deal is, do it. She only takes damage from criticals. If you ain't critical hitting, you ain't doing nothing. Should I heal Vayne? Should I heal Vayne? Do I care? Do I care? I can't say I do. Sorry, Vayne. But, I mean, when else am I going to use all these heal items, right? So, sure. There you go. Really? That said heal L. It ain't heal Jack. Whatever. Do this, bring in flesh. You have a ton of health, and you have a BS gimmick. That's what puts you as a dangerous opponent. Also, you do insane amounts of damage for no freaking reason. Give me decoy. Give the decoy shield to her.
I'm counting on you.
I don't want her to die. I actually want to try to do some bullying shenanigans. Freaking Pamela. 30. Sure.
Everyone, nice. Strike, try and catch it.
Jesus. Guts though.
I can switch.
Guts, baby. Guts, girl. What you know about them guts?
This is my justice.
I believe Vayne would move faster than Flay. Oh, she's dead. Oh wait, no she isn't. She just got knocked back. Oh. Well, that's... Meh. Do it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's get Vayne back out here, because Vayne seems to have the highest crit rate of everybody, for whatever reason.
Don't interfere.
Good thing she was susceptible to slow.
I'm getting tired.
Pamela, moment of truth. Can this crit?
Don't bully me.
This might be the end if it does. It cannot.
Down already.
It does not seem to crit at all. So, Pamela's out.
It's all over.
Pamela's out versus secret gangsters.
1, 2, 3, and you're mine. I'll take it.
Wait, why did you do damage then?
Ha! This is getting
That's weird.
interesting.
That's weird.
This is my
Well, rip.
justice.
That was our first new post-game enemy. Secret gangster. Impressive.
Ah! Justice wins.
Impressive. Very much so. But also pointless. Very, 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 very pointless. Like, what's the point of me even entertaining a fight with that thing? With her, I guess. It was a female character, I think. Is this not a stairway? But like, what's the point of me even fighting this? Why? I don't get material I can use. I don't care about anything EXP wise because of the grow book. Come here. Izolde's introduction is like the downfall of everything I was enjoying pretty much. And it's not that the game can't get serious. Like, the tones shift wildly.
We will win.
But it's not that I don't want the game to get serious or focus on anything like that. It's just not great. Like, throughout it, I just had so many questions. And questions that, to right now, are unanswered. It's likely because the game doesn't explicitly state a lot of things, because we're not given flashbacks, we're just told what supposedly happens. But like, for instance, 3 questions I got right off the bat, and maybe they've been answered by now, maybe I looked them up, maybe something dawns on me a little later, but 3 questions I have.
I can't hold.
1, is where was Isolde during all of this? Because what comes out is that Isolde and Theophortus were lovers. I believe that's stated. Sulfur says something to that effect, I believe. And it's like, the story of Theophortus is amazing, badass alchemist. Graduates from this alchemy academy and is still amazing and badass. He is in a relationship with Isolde, and he travels around the world using his miracle of alchemy to do great deeds. He comes upon this one village with this one little girl with a terminal disease or something that's completely unknown, attempts to heal her, succeeds. Like, that's another thing. The way it's painted is that he's just so torn up about. I made the joke about the Shinigami eyes from Death Note when this was brought up, but I still just don't get it. I still don't get it. It's like, how do you know her lifespan, Theophortus? How do you know, well, I cured the disease, she's not gonna die when she's turns 10, and now I've cut her life dramatically. How do you know this? And what is dramatically? How is this not saving that girl? Earth Core. Is that a new item? It is. Defense ++, Days ++. There's only one of them, and it only appeared there, ever. What a useless thing. How useless. But yeah, where was Isolde during all of this? How does Isolde know all of this? She can't communicate with Sulfur. Is the legend spreading? And if that's the case, how does she know that that is what led to Theophortus wanting to commit suicide and that it tore him up? Maybe she met up with him afterwards? Maybe. But I feel like you're his lover, right? You should have known what he was doing. And maybe if I watched all of the chapter flashback dialogues back to back to back, I'd know this. Because I believe some of them are when he's in this downward spiral and Isolde speaks to him. But as it stands, I'm just like, throughout all of this, when he was trying to construct Vayne for this purpose, you couldn't talk him down. Because I doubt he, no matter how amazing he is, I doubt he created a life, this anomaly of the entire alchemy universe, or alchemic universe, because like one of the final things said in the game is Isolde talking about like the, I don't know, what is it, it's not the theory, she's talking about alchemy, and she's talking about alchemy is not witchcraft, it's a science, and as proof, the one thing it can't do is create a human. And she's like, you disproved this. And it's like, when Theophortus was doing this, because there's no way he could do this overnight, right?
I'm able to switch.
When Theophortus was doing this, where was Isolde?
I'm getting tired.
Because this man had to be wallowing in self-pity for like months to make Vayne. And ain't nobody who this famous, renowned alchemist, this huge badass, nobody decided to drop in and say, hey, you know, you probably helped that little girl immensely. Nobody from the village wanted to pop in. Maybe they didn't know where he was. But Isolde, you couldn't talk this man off the cliff for months. You just sat there watching him do this, knowing what the end result would be. Question number 2. Vayne's power. Where'd it go? Why'd it go? Why? Why was it evil? Like, Vayne's power shows up at some point in the story, and that brings with it a whole lot of questions, for me at least. One is, I'm in subcategory of questions of the questions I was initially asking. Like, why is his power personified as this other Vayne? Why is that Vayne then the final boss? Why is it suddenly evil now when it shouldn't be? Like, there's no reason for it to be evil outside of, well, we gotta have a final boss. Like, you could have just as easily had Vayne himself be the final boss, and he was a part of it, because we fought two of them. We fought Vayne with the giant eyeball thing behind him, and then we fought the giant eyeball thing by itself, right? Vayne should have just been the final boss. The power corrupts Vayne. He uses said power to achieve some more ridiculous form, and then we beat him. He reverts to normal. Like, I get that you want to have a happy concluding ending that just wipes the slate clean. Now Vayne's just a regular human. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for Vayne's power to be evil. There's no reason for the... He grants the tree coming back to life instantly. I've been over this. He grants the shield of the dragon dissipating instantly. I've been over this. He grants reviving Nikki on the spot right then and there. He grants reviving Sulfur. He grants awakening the mana. But Vayne has this wish of, I want to be... And it's left kind of vague. It's something along the lines of, I want to be alone, but I also don't want to leave my friends in this school. And that's kind of his wish. Well, why would that manifest this dungeon? Why would you be at the end of this dungeon? Vayne's powers, they just raise a lot of questions for me. Just Vayne overall. Why did he forget about Theocritus? Why? Was it because the powers themselves are the one that grant the wish, and they killed Theocritus, and Vayne forgot because he wasn't necessarily in control? He relinquished control to the powers. Like, that kind of makes sense. But why would Vayne be stricken with this specific amnesia to forget that? Is it the powers being like, Vayne's mind's too fragile, I'll repress this memory until it's time? It's like, you gave this man wish granting, all accomplishing powers, and you had to get rid of it somehow. That's what I'll say. You had to get rid of it somehow. And there was no way it wasn't going to feel contrived, at least to me. And then the third thing is, what is up with this entire school? It's played for laughs. I get that. Most of the school is just laughing, joking, fun. But one of the things that got me was the principal. Almost specifically the principal, but the other characters as well. And we'll get into them when I go over the characters. But the principal... oh man, I despise this character. He's just a doormat that gets walked over by everybody. I was expecting secret badass principal. He's the most powerful alchemist in the school, and I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. I was just expecting it with this anime aesthetic. But that's what I was expecting. That's not what I got. I got Isolde running wild with no repercussion to the point where she could kill students. The school has repercussions for their actions. They do. Because Moopy's about to get expelled. We had that moment where Anna's grades are low, and so she has to take makeup tests. We have the moment where Flay is being held back. We have these moments of consequences to actions, and it's like, there's something going on here. There is some sort of system for rules and punishment and blah blah blah. But it doesn't apply to Isolde, ever. The one person it should. It never applies to Tony and Renee, where it should. And you just leave me with questions. And when those questions go unanswered, you leave me with resentments. Not only to those characters, but characters in association with these consequences, namely the principal, because the principal's up there with a faculty of teachers who are like, we need to do something about this. And I'm just like, you didn't do anything about Tony and Renee, ever. You didn't do anything about Isolde, ever. Go on ahead, No, give me a second. It just gets me. It just gets me. The story overall is a mixed bag, and it's half and half for me. The half where we're having fun and it's just going through school life and occasionally catching a glimpse of something bigger, that's a lot of fun. That's super enjoyable. When it starts to focus in and, you know, start to get down and dirty in its story, it does in fact get dirty to me, because it just opens up a bag of so many questions. So many questions. And none of them pretty much get answered. It's like you could form your own answer to pretty much all of these, but it all be headcanon because nothing's explicitly stated. And so at the end of it, what I have left with me is a fun time at school. Then the last, what was it? It was one chapter where Vane said, "That's the last time I smiled or laughed at school." And I made a joke about it, I think. But nah, you were right, Vane. You're right, because that was the last time I genuinely had fun at school. Everything after that was just not great. Not great. That's all I gotta say for the story, though.